Guys, how's everybody?
Hello, Jake.
Can everybody hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good, guys.
Perfect.
So listen, as you can see, I'm recording from outside. I felt like being outdoors today. I don't know why. I usually get out. I was planning on getting outdoors on the weekend on Sunday, but plans just fell through. It got a little too cold for what I wanted. It's like -8 up north. I was like, a little too cold for some of the stuff I wanted to do. So I feel like I wanted to get outside. So
Okay, good.
if anytime you guys ever want the classes that I have here, you can save them, download them, and go outside and try them. They're awesome. They really are, right? Because this week I saw the weather's not too bad. It's like 0 +1. I can't say that it's a difficult time, right? So I'm recording the class now. On a side note, I'm doing it on my phone because I didn't want to bring my laptop out here in the cold. I figured my phone be more durable. So I can't see everybody on one screen. I got to kind of scroll. So if you see me from time to time, I'm not poking you, okay? I'm just swiping.
Okay.
so I can see everybody, okay? Ram, how are you? Look at that hair. Me and you are going to have the best hair at the end of this. I'm gonna be 16 years old. My mom, every time I grow my hair out, my mom's like, oh, remembers me with the long hair.
You haven't washed in a couple days.
Yeah, well, there you go. Too much information, okay? Just too much right
just
now.
Saying.
So listen, guys, the class I've got today that I'm going to share with you is really interesting. I've also got some notes that I'm going to take a picture of, and I'll probably email them to you along with the footage that you're going to see for this one, okay? Just so you have a kind of point of reference. So on the weekend, I was working with two things. You guys ready?
Yeah.
So I'm not good. So there's two ways. I can mute you all, or you can just all be quiet and hopefully there's not too much noise. If you got a lot of noise at your house, just mute yourself. That would be easiest, right? Otherwise, you can always unmute and talk to me when you need, okay? Like I said, I can't see everybody at one time on the screen, so do my best. If you have a question at any time, please ask me. Don't be afraid. There's no bad questions, and all bad questions I direct to Jake. So we go from there, okay, Jaker? You ready for that? Okay, so hold on. One more person come in. Now we can all shame Oleg. Shame. Anyway, shame, Oleg, shame. Okay, so what I want to work with, the big concept we're going to work with today is, so we're going to do some breathing, we'll do some exercises, but the big concept with the breathing, because I covered off basic, kind of like the basic breathing stuff on last couple of weeks. Today, I want to show you how you can think and how you can feel. So this is really, really important to see the understanding of what good breathing should be thought like and what it should feel like. So there's always two ways of looking at it. You can study music. Oh, like mute yourself if you got a lot of noise back there, brother. I'm going to leave everybody unmuted. So you can either technically study music, like from the way the hands are supposed to be and the thing, or you could just tune your ear to listen to what something sounds like. So good food has a look, but it also has a feel and a taste inside you, right? So breathing is very much the same. It's not just like, okay, we breathe in, we breathe out, and then we only know about good breathing through our thinking. So we think, okay, good breathing is inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth, and that's it. But when you feel proper breathing, it feels good. Like that should be the first indicator that you're breathing. You're not feeling good. When I don't feel good, the first thing I say is, oh, I'm not breathing, because I can feel it. Something's not right. So, and also sometimes what happens is your body has a logic and then your brain has a logic. So sometimes you see you're preoccupied with something, but you feel something is not right. And you look around, then you see there was somebody behind you, right? So you're trying to tap into the logic of the body and the logic of the mind, okay? And this is a big problem because it does connect with martial arts. So we go to martial art clubs, we train technical martial arts, we get quite good from the thinking, but then something happens in a real situation on the street, and right there you need to have survival skills, not thinking skills, not technical skills, survival skills. And survival skills come from the body. They come from here. You feel something is not right. Okay, something is not right. For those of you that are parents, you know what I mean. You can see your kid, but something tells you something's not right with them. It's not what maybe everything looks okay, but you feel something's not right. Those are real life skills that we need to tap into. So we don't want to ignore them, okay? So let's try a simple exercise, okay? Stay nice and straight, just be comfortable. You can say standing up, right? So start to inhale through the nose. And the inhale should be deep enough that you feel the chest rising and the stomach kind of filling. And then as you exhale, you feel the stomach emptying and the chest lowering. So you feel kind of a movement, right? It's not a light breathing, it's a heavy breathing or deeper breathing, right? So, and you do about 5 of them. You can see my breath now. So for me, it's like about 5 seconds, like an inhale, because I figure for myself, I usually breathe in about maybe 2 to 3 seconds normally, and then I breathe out that same length. But deeper is maybe 5 seconds. I feel a little bit deeper, right? Now, I don't want you to think about breathing. I just want you to breathe in and feel what that feels like in the body. Like feel the body. Forget about thinking about it. Like try to see if you can feel what a good breath feels like going in and what a good breath feels like going out. So don't think now. Try to quiet the mind. That's it, Eddie. That's it. I know sometimes this is hard, guys, because the mind always wants to take over. And then when you finish 5, like feeling from the body breaths, go back to 5 breaths from the mind. So really think about them. So it's good to be very aware of your breathing and then let it go and just feel it. Very good, guys. Remember, a deep breath. It's a powerful breath. It's one that gives you power. It's not a weak breath, and it's not doesn't make you tense, but it's definitely a full breath. It's working breath, as they say. You're doing something. You're not just standing there. You're working on the breath. Now try the exact same thing now with sitting down. Now you can sit on the floor, sit in a chair, it doesn't bother me. But sometimes you see, like sometimes standing brings me one type of thinking, one type of feeling, and sitting brings me another type of thinking, another type of feeling. So sometimes pay attention because some people do their best thinking standing, some people do their best thinking lying down. It didn't matter to me. Just try to see if you see a difference in yourself. For me, when I stand up, I feel I have a better body awareness. When I sit down, I feel I think better. So you'll see maybe a subtle difference. Maybe if you want to feel, you stand up, and maybe if you want to think, you sit down. I don't know. You have to see kind of which one is better for you. Miro, very good. Looks good. Thomas, hello. Didn't say hello to you. Jill, hello to you too. And if you want to add lying down, it's up to you. You can also lie down. Sometimes I find I can feel different things and think different things when I lie down. It's a little bit more peaceful place. You just play with those 3: standing, sitting, lying down. Remember, deep breaths, think about what a good breath is, and then feel what a good breath is and see the difference if you can separate it, guys. This is very difficult, but we need to try because this is important for survival to understand feeling over thinking. Thinking in survival situations is dangerous. You need to feel. Awesome, guys. Come close a little bit now. So I hope you saw some difference or you felt some difference. If not, don't be upset. It's okay. It's fine. I sometimes hard at the beginning because it's like taste buds. You know, they can go dead, and you need to wake them up a little bit sometimes. But always ask yourself what I think is right and what feels right. You'll see most of the time they're the same, but sometimes there's different. Like sometimes say, I know I should do this, but I feel I should do this. And this is important that you see how there's a logic in the body and there's a logic in the head. Believe me, that you have to be able that they're both very good at different things, and you have to know which one you should listen to. Okay, super important. Now, again, if you want to talk to me, guys, please just unmute if you have a question about this. I don't want to keep going back and forth, but if you have a question, ask me. If you like, let me explain it to you one more way. Okay, so everybody stand up. So I want you to think right now where you should be in this room that you're in right now. So I think most of you, from a logical perspective, you sit in a room in front of the camera because logically you say, I'm in front of the camera and I need to watch a manual, right? So you logically, your head goes to this spot, okay? So I'm in my backyard right now and logically I'm in front of the camera. But if you had to ask me where I feel the best in my backyard, it's inside my garage where I do most of my work. So I want you for a second now, in the room you're in, forget about the camera now. Of course, you're thinking now I need to be in front of the camera, but where do you feel like being in this room right now? Where do you feel? Go to that spot. It could be a chair. It could be a spot. Like everybody has a place. And every room, guys, understand, every room you go to, you have a place where you think you should be, and you have a place where you feel you should be. This is a big difference, right? You need to see this, right? Every room, you have to say to yourself, I just feel like I go here, right? Okay, come back now. Otherwise, I'm going to lose you all. Okay, come back. So, what's so funny to me is that I know the women that are watching this, you're going to laugh because you do this with furniture all the time. Sometimes you put a piece of furniture somewhere and you say, okay, it should go here. But then after you live in the room, you say, no, I feel it should be here. This is where I need it, right? It's so funny, the practical and then really where things should be. Okay, it's very important for you to feel where you are in a situation, in a room, in the environment. Where should you be, right? This is super important, right? Now, if the person is scared, they're maybe in one place, right? This is always interesting in class, right? When people first start training at the Fight Club, they usually sit back a little bit, right? They don't want to be up front. But then after a little bit of training and they feel comfortable, they're right in the middle of the room, right up to me, because they're not sure where they should be. And later they realize I'm comfortable. When you're comfortable, you can be anywhere, right? You don't care, right? So super important to see that, okay, that where you think you should be and where you feel you should be, and try to see the difference. Very interesting, right? I always enjoy people that are very comfortable that come to my house and they just all the time feel where they should be. And they sit wherever they like. They don't wait to tell me where to tell them where to sit. They just sit where they feel comfortable. It's a level of more comfort that's important, okay? I don't want to go down that road more because it's quite complex unless you have a question. Does anybody have a question about that? Dorothy, it looks like you have a question. You got to unmute yourself. You got it? Yes, no? Hold on, guys. Hold on. Looks like somebody's trying to ask a question, but I can't. Dorothy, I can't
Sorry,
hear you. There you are.
I was pushing the wrong button.
Okay.
When I do those breathing exercises,
Yeah.
I get very yawny.
Yes, because
That-
you're so the number one thing your body wants, okay, to feel comfortable is a breath of air. So when it finally gets this air, it feels so comfortable. And sometimes people will interpret this comfort as a sleepiness, right? And it's okay because you're giving your body it's maybe too comfortable, so to speak.
I can't help myself. It makes me feel kind of tired.
Listen, I fully understand that. Don't try it a little bit more and see if the body doesn't interpret it a different way. But when you give your body plenty of oxygen, it's the number one thing it wants. It wants oxygen, right? Are you not getting lightheaded? Are you?
I am a little bit.
Okay, so when you're breathing, this deep breathing, make sure you're breathing down, not
Oh,
into your head. Because
okay.
sometimes if you breathe to your head, that also has an effect. So maybe you breathe just too deep, like go one step. Like if my breathing is normally 3 seconds in, 3 seconds out throughout my day, maybe I go to 4 or 5. If yours is shallower, maybe 1 or 2 seconds, maybe 3 or 4 is okay. Like the deeper makes a big difference, okay?
Okay,
It makes a big. And remember, when they put people out for surgery, it's pure oxygen.
right.
Right, that's what makes them go. So remember, too much can make you feel sleepy as well, right? So maybe you took a little bit too much, or maybe as this goes on, you'll get better and you'll feel a little bit different. Okay,
Sure.
sound good? Okay, good,
That sounds
good.
fine. I'll mute.
Okay, great. Okay, guys, so now let's try this in with some of the exercises. So let's say we all stand up. Let's do some squats together. Okay, so we stay up. So I want you to do squats now, like let's say 5 of them. So remember, with a straight back, legs are straight. So you squat as low as you can. And I want you to think about a good squat. So thinking of squats, straight back, right? Feet flat on the ground. You're not going to go up on your toes, shoulder width apart, knees are straight, body's relaxed, and you go down with an inhale and you come up with an exhale. Do 5 like that. Okay, good technical squats, right? Go as low as you feel comfortable, then come back up. And again, with breathing, right? Inhale deep, exhale, come up, right? 5. Very good. And then after you finish 5, stay straight again and feel comfortable, just kind of see it. And now don't think at all. Try to do your squats by feeling. Don't think about what's right, what's wrong. Just squat up and down 5 times just by feeling. Just by feeling alone. See if you can do an exercise by feeling. Go. Try it. Don't think at all. Don't care about just squat up and down. Usually kids do this. They don't think about a squat at all. They just go up and down because somebody told them. They didn't think at all. And try it a few times, guys. Like do like either 3 or 5 squats. You don't have to do a lot to tire yourself, just enough to feel. So think some squats, feel some squats. Think some squats, feel some squats. It can be 1 and 1. I don't care. Just try to see the difference with exercising when you feel the proper exercise or you know and think the exercise. Remember, the body has its own mind. Try to let the body think now, not the head sometimes. Don't give it a rest. 30 seconds, guys. Keep going. Try a few. You have to really work with this stuff. You can't just listen. You have to try some of it. Awesome. Very good. Okay, stay nice and straight just for a second. Just let some normal breaths come into the body and see now, was there a little bit of a difference? Did you find like the corner of the page? Could you find there was a difference? Yes, no, maybe. Sometimes you find it one way, you don't find it another way. Maybe uh, squats, you didn't find it. Maybe now with some different exercises, you'll find it. Like it's always interesting to see that difference, okay? Let's try it now. I'm just gonna move this for a second. To go to the ground, right? Right, like that. Okay, just go to the ground. And the similar idea with the push-up. So remember, the main thing right now in my head, I'm thinking to myself, okay, technical push-ups, hands just, just outside the chest, shoulders relaxed, body connected. And I'm going to just watch me for a sec. I'm going to do 5 push-ups, just thinking about a push-up with good breathing. So it's a very technical push-up. Then now I'm going to say, okay, forget it. I don't want to think about the push-up at all. I'm just going to do 5 push-ups and just see what it feels like when I do 5 in a row. Now, the main difference for me, when I'm feeling, I can get into a rhythm. I can find a rhythm. I can find, I'm not, my focus is on the feel, not the number. So you'll see this, like there's some personal trainers, good personal trainers online right now, where they've watched people train with a number. I need to do 200 bench press, 400 squat. They know numbers, but they don't know the feel of it, okay? And because of that, it limits them. You need to know both. You need the technical, of course, but you also need to know ultimately how it feels. The highest form of knowing is feeling, guys. It's not thinking, it's feeling, right? So I feel I can do more if I don't think about the number. I can do more if I feel rather than, thinking. I find thinking tires me a little bit. So you can do 2 push-ups, 3 push-ups. I don't care. Whatever number makes you, gives you something, but do the equal number feeling. Go, try it.
Manny,
Yes.
I feel like I could actually see the difference in those push-ups that you did. The second one, you had so much more energy, I don't know, around you, available. You could just see there was more, that you said that you could do it for longer, and I could tell that you could do it for longer just by the way you were moving.
I thank you so much, guys. So listen, I hope all of you understand this deeply. What I'm trying to show you is, like, I'm literally in a boat and you guys are in the water right now, and I'm trying to pull you into a boat. Okay, this is really, important stuff for our society that we're going in right now. You need, when you feel, you can make energy, and when you can make energy, you can be happy. And I don't want you to have, this is really powerful stuff, guys. And I'm glad somebody noticed that. Makes me happy. Sometimes people think I don't know what I'm talking about. Or that's my kids, maybe my family. It's not uncommon. So when I'm not thinking, when I'm feeling, it guides me in my life. See, parents, good things feel right. They're so important. When I'm doing good push-ups, like you said, I can go forever and I feel full of energy. When I count in a number, I kind of get tired and it annoys me after a while. I see these guys doing their running and cycling, they're counting their numbers and their kilometers and how fast they go. It's like, it tires me to listen to them. It's not even doing it, I'm tired even listening to them, right? It's not the way to live. I don't want to, it's not the way to be. You need to feel when you do the right. I can cycle after an hour and a half, I'm happy. I don't want anything more. I feel annoyed. It's a feeling. And that feeling always ends at an hour and a half. Anyway, try it, guys. Otherwise, I'm going to be talking and blabbling. But thank you for noticing. Go ahead, guys. Remember, push-ups, thinking and then feeling, and see if you can feel the same thing I felt, like you feel more energy from just feeling. It's the best. That would be to make me the happiest. That's a big, big thing if you can feel that. All the way down, guys. And I see the Alberta over there. Yeah, all the way down. And that sunshine, you should be full of energy. Come on. Maybe you don't need as much now because with all the sunshine, we need it. Very interesting to watch you guys. Keep going, guys. Really interesting. You're gonna see a lot from the footage from I record. It's really interesting. Nice, Tom. Really good. Nice, Aram. That's it. Nice, nice. Lindsay, look how smooth that looks. Really good. Awesome. Good enough, guys. Good enough. Now, lie down on your backs for me. Lie down on your backs. Again, be comfortable, right? Very important. Just be comfortable, right? Kind of, this is you creating like a level point, like a 0 point where everything is just feels okay. So again, good deep breathing, right? Good deep breathing. Nothing that goes to your head, right, Dorothy? Just down the body, just deeper than normal is good enough. And then what I want you to do now is you do leg raises. So you put your legs together. You can bend the knees if you have an issue with the low back. So you lift your legs up to 90 degrees and then down, okay? And again, it's very technical. I want you to think about it, right? So you're sort of thinking leg raise, you know, you lift up, you put down, lift up, put down. And you do, you know, 3, 4, 5, whatever you feel comfortable. And then you try to do that same amount again with feeling, with a feeling, not with thinking. Nice, Eddie. Nice. Good rhythm. Tom, those are great. Around, that looks great, man. Looks really good. Awesome. Again, lie down flat. Lie down flat. And as you're lying there still, I want you to think very clearly, think about lying still. Try to force yourself, think about still. Like say, I don't want to move, analyze your whole body, you know, as much as you can, you know, like pay attention, be all over your body, like watch everything, like maybe 10 seconds. And then the complete opposite. Don't think about, just be still. Don't even think about it. Just allow the body to feel stillness and see what it feels like when you think about stillness and when you feel stillness. And kind of bounce back and forth and see for yourself which type of stillness do you want. You want the thinking stillness or you want the feeling stillness? You should know both because from time to time we need both. Sometimes to think stillness and to feel stillness inside us. Very good, guys. Good. Come close for a second. Sit up if you can for just a quick second. So just unmute yourself if you can, guys, and talk to me. How did that feel? Could you find that difference? Like with all the stuff, the squats, the push-ups, the leg raise, could you feel or did you feel one better than the other?
Yeah, I sometimes found it difficult to keep your mind occupied when you try to feel the whatever
Yes.
exercise. It kinds of mess up and tries to fix things, even though that, yeah, that what I found difficult, especially during the feeling exercises.
Very good.
During thinking, I didn't want to. It's just I've made it think to make a push up, but the body didn't want to. Say, hey, I don't want to.
Okay, I will explain this. Very, very well said. Very well said. This is what else, guys? Anybody else? Ram, you can speak. Yeah.
If I apply just feeling the exercise, it's much easier. If I'm thinking about it, I'm thinking, are my legs calm? Are my arms calm? Is my head moving around?
Yes, yes. Very good, very good. It's definitely less of a burden. Feeling is much easier for sure. Ram, go ahead. Lindsay, I'll get to you one sec. Ram.
I found with the leg raises, when I was thinking about it, more muscles and unnecessary muscles started to come into play when I'm thinking about it. When I wasn't thinking about it, it was a lot less. I was I was trying to let my breathing move me. I was focusing on the breathing and just moving. But when I thought about it, my back muscles came in, my shoulder muscles came in, I felt neck tighten up. So that was the difference for me.
Very good, very good. Lindsay, how about you?
Yeah, just to tag on to what Aram was saying, the minute I really just focus on hearing my own breath, then I can tap into just feeling. But any other time I start tightening my teeth and my muscles. And so just hearing my breath helps a lot.
Awesome. Yeah, no, the breath, if you can hear it, it's a beautiful sound, especially if you're looking for one. Never been choking, you know what I mean? There it is. I actually have one. Guys, I'm sure all of you have some different things. I try to understand, you have the conscious and the unconscious mind playing here, right? So let me ask a more specific question. When you guys were lying down still and I asked you to think about stillness, you see how much harder it is to be still when you're thinking about stillness. So if I ask somebody, stay still, they try, but you see them struggling. Their whole body is struggling. If you really want to stay still and you really want to ask, just talk to the people that have to stay still for a living. And usually those are like the honorary guards, usually some of the soldiers that have to be in front of monuments, they have to stay very still. I've asked many of them, how do you do it? They're like, I don't think about it. If I think about it, I won't stay still. And they'll tell you, I'm not still. And they're like, what do you mean? I'm watching you. You're very still. I can't see anything. Goes, you can't see it, but I can feel it. So when you can never be completely still, guys. Completely still, you're dead. So that's it. So don't even think about that. There has to be a little bit of movement because your heart is beating, your lungs are moving. So there is movement. But what you're doing is you're accepting the movement. You say, I have to have this. I need this to be alive. Most of you denying this. Like it's like, come on, guys, you can deny the little bit of movement and you just accept it. You allow the body to float around and you're okay. Nobody can really see it anyway, right? It's really that's it. Guys, that's rock and roll music. You understand that, right? They're masking all their mistakes with all the noise, right? They're still making mistakes. There's no doubt about it. So anyway, as long as you can feel that you need, when you want to be still, there is still a little bit of movement, right? And you can feel it, that's fine. But the moment you try to think about being still, it'll be way worse than trying to just accept the movement. There's no way, right? And if you doubt me, take a laser pointer. Don't point it at a plane, just point it at a wall. And just try to say to yourself, still, stay still, stay still. Try to hold the flashlight or the laser pointer still and watch how hard it is. And then just allow it. And you'll see the light will move, but it'll be much more in your control and it'll be much more enjoyable. And you'll be able to do it for longer. It's really a big difference, okay? Really, real big difference is to accept this idea, okay? Make sense?
Sense.
Awesome, guys, good. Stand up for me now. Let's stand up just a little bit. All right, this is up. Okay. Last one with this idea, because it's probably, I saved it, so it's the last one for now, anyway, with this idea. So now you're going to try it with just walking around. So I want you to walk around your room that you're in. It might not be that big, it doesn't matter. You can leave the room if you need to go. But you take let's say five thinking steps are really thought out, like every part of your step is thought out, and then just walk by feeling from the body. Allow the body to kind of guide you around. Really try find that difference, that when you feel your good walk and when you think about walking good, right? Try to see that with a walk, because this is super important, right? Try it, guys. Just a couple of minutes, and then I'll explain a little bit more how you can practice with this further, okay? Try it. Awesome, guys. Very good. Now, the reason you need to, especially for walking and for running too, is when you're trying to think. So let's say I'm asking you to walk faster. You'll see that there'll come a point where you won't be able to think. You have to feel. Okay, you have to feel for the body. Okay, the body has to feel itself. I'll tell you a quick story from some kind of military type training. Usually people studied, like, running, and everybody's running and they're focused on running, and that's the whole bit. And then they give the soldier a gun, and as soon as they tell him to start running with a gun, they forget everything. They start running, and that usually that week there's more broken ankles, broken knees, because they only focused, all their attention, their head is on the gun, and they completely forgot about their legs, and they don't know how to feel. They didn't know how to feel, and that was the problem, right? So by teaching your body how to feel, tomorrow when you roll your ankle or something happens, your body will be able to adapt quickly because it can feel. It's important that you teach your body to feel. So I want you now, when you're walking, see if you can speed up, not with thinking, but or you can try it with thinking and try it with feeling, right? And see if you can find the difference when you speed up, even your walk, how when you feel, it's easier to speed up. It's easier to adapt when you feel. You can make any sudden changes to unpredictable events. You don't have time to think about them. You have to feel them. There's no preparation time. Remember, when you teach yourself to feel, you're teaching yourself survival skills. These are survival skills, because no time to think. That's the problem with survivals. No time to think. So walk normal, then speed up by how you feel, and even slow down by how you feel. And sometimes speed up by what you think and slow down by what you think. Okay, let me help you a little bit more. Come closer. Let me help you a little more. So sometimes I think I'm going to miss the bus, let's say. So I rush because I'm thinking, oh my God, I might not make the bus. So I'm rushing. So I want you to think about now, you're rushing to go get the bus because you're going to miss it. But then as you get close to the bus, you realize the bus driver saw you and he's slowing down. So then you slow down because you feel like you're okay now. So look at the difference. One, I thought I was going to miss the bus, thinking, but then I feel now I can slow down. So try to play with things that you would rush for, or things that would slow you down. Try to think about things that would make you hurry. try to see if you can feel those, and also think about things that would make you go slower, like the dentist office. You don't want to go so much. Well, think about those things, right? Think, your significant other called you down for your favorite dinner, and then they called you down for the dinner you hate the most. And look at how different feeling comes to you, right? One you hurry for, one you don't want to go. Try to see the difference, guys, between thinking and feeling. Give yourself ideas or visuals of your day, things that you like or you don't like, or that you feel that you don't feel like. Awesome, guys. Come around. Come around. So, how was it? Did you feel the difference? Did you see it a little different? Anything? I think you get it where I'm going with
One
this, Dave.
one burdens the mind.
Yes, the mind can become burdened for sure. You can, guys, when you're doing your push-ups, when I was watching you do push-up, just an example, and also when you walk, when I think, you see people right away, their heads down. It's like their brain is heavy, right? So when you're doing push-ups, you see sometimes your head comes down because you're thinking. When you feel, it's like right away the chest and the head goes back, right? So now, this is important on many levels, guys, because give you an example. When you want to detect people that don't belong in a situation, or somebody that's up to something, okay? So an example, for years, some of you might know or don't know, I worked at a grocery store for years. Just a bus boy, worked in different departments at a Loblaw store, grocery store. And within 2 years, I could catch people stealing like that. I could see right away, okay? When somebody comes shopping at a grocery store, okay, usually the women, I'm dating myself because I worked there 30 years ago, but could be men too. You would see they come into the grocery store on a mission. They had a walk, like I have something to do. They walk around, they got the groceries, they set up their cart, they know exactly what they're doing, right? So they have a purpose. They're not happy, but they're not sad. This is part of an ordinary life. It's like doing the laundry and doing mowing the lawn. It's a chore that you do. And most people treat it as such. Some people like it more than others, but they treat it. The person that was coming to steal a purse or to steal something from the store always had a different feel, because their walk was much slower and their head was very high, right? And nobody likes coming to a grocery store that much but a thief, okay? Nobody likes it. There's nobody in the world that says, oh my God, I'm at the grocery store. This is the best place I've always wanted to be. It's no, they're far too slow, and they have no pattern to the way they shop. Usually there's a pattern. You can see people have a way that they go. They don't just randomly look around the store, okay? You can tell by their body language that they're up to something. It's a different pattern, right? So when you understand thinking, because a criminal's thinking, okay? The thinking, you can see when somebody should be feeling and when somebody should be thinking. It's a real big difference, right? Another place you can see this very clearly is on vacation. Now, I know most of us won't be on vacation for a while, but when we do go, you'll be ready, okay? So when you go to a vacation, usually you can tell the people, you there, guys? Usually my phone says I'm low battery, but it should be good. So you can tell people that have not, that it just got there, because you can see they're still at home and still at work. But people that have been at the resort or the vacation for 3-4 days, you see the whole body leads the way. They know where the food is, they know where the alcohol is, they know where the beach is. They're so relaxed. But people that just got there, they still in their mind for a couple of days. They haven't left it. They're still not on vacation in their mind. Maybe here, but in their mind, they're on vacation. It takes a little while before the mind and then the body starts to feel and enjoy everything, okay? This is super important for, I hope all of you guys remember, okay? Please, please, please remember the difference between feeling and thinking. Make sense? Ask me questions, guys. Those analogies help you? Do the analogies
Yeah,
help, guys? Yes,
I'll-
no?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Manny,
Okay.
can you hear me?
I can hear you, Aram. Go ahead.
I'll say when you didn't think when the walking, when I wasn't thinking about it, my legs felt heavier. Legs felt heavier, moved a little smoother. When I thought about it, it didn't feel as fast when I thought about it, but it felt a little faster when I didn't think about it.
Guys, it's not heavy. What you're feeling is perfect. Guys, you ever hear what Aram said? Very well said. It's not the legs are heavy. You feel the ground. That you feel the ground. That's why people fall, because they're thinking about something. They stepped on some ice, they slip, and they're immediately gone. But when you don't think, when you feel, the ground becomes alive to you. So it's very hard to slip when you feel. When you're thinking, it's easy. When is it easy to take something from somebody? When they're distracted. That's 100%. When the mind is distracted, poop, it's easy to take everything from the person. Pickpockets have a field day. When
It's
you
almost-
feel, it's very different.
It's almost like, you know how sometimes when something falls off a shelf and you just catch it, you don't really think about it.
Yes,
And
exactly.
your hand sticks
guys.
out. That's what
That's
it
it.
feels like. That's what it felt like.
No, I tell you mine. If I drop my cell phone, the first thing comes into my mind, it's $1,000 to replace it. And so quickly I think, and then I feel, and then all of you guys feel right away how to catch it. But how do you gain that reaction, right? Because remember, when you're talking about the ego wants a number. So the ego wants something like this, right? Like people come to martial arts, they want to be able to kick people's asses. But in reality, you need to survive. That's where your head needs to be at. It needs to survive. When we're talking about street situations, it happens so quickly. There is no time to even think about it happening. You just need to adapt and be ready to accept right away. And that's the story of our society right now. This is where we are getting to a critical point where we need to have the skills to be able to adapt and accept the adaptation going forward. Otherwise, we're just going to be upset and we're going to have tons of stress. So please, guys, I encourage you, teach yourself how to think. It's a wonderful thing. Teach yourself how to feel. It's a wonderful thing. Now, once you have those two skill sets, your trick has to be, when do I use them? Okay. There's certain times in my life, people told me exactly what I need to do, but I felt it was the wrong thing to do. And thank God I listened to them. They were the best decisions. Guys, starting the Fight Club technically was the worst decision of my life. Believe me. I was making good money. I was at a company. I was established. I had titles. I had everything I ever dreamed of. And I'm like, but it didn't feel right. Imagine if I didn't listen to my feeling, I would never even started the Fight Club. Think about that for a second, okay? This is how, so we have to know, because it has a better logic, not all the time, but a good amount of time, it has a better logic than the brain, okay? So please, you can study this. It's trainable stuff, okay? It's really trainable stuff. Make sense?
Makes sense.
I don't want to talk about it anymore because it's too much. Maybe I feel like I'm repeating too much. You'll watch this and you can understand it, and you have to play with it all week, and we'll go deeper. Last thing I want to talk to you about, guys, either before my phone dies, but anyway, it's almost there, is with the inhale, okay? So with our breathing, just a little bit, okay? So stay straight for me. And I want you right now to think about the very tip of your nose. So as you breathe in, air comes in through the nostril, right? And as you breathe in, I just want you to focus on the nostril. So air, only focus on the air as it comes through your nostril. And let it go down, but don't focus on that. Just focus on the tip of the nose. So it's like the very tip of your nose. Now let the air come out through your mouth. Now focus like in the whole nose, like up in here. So not the tip, but focus on the air as it passes through the bridge of the nose. Again, let it come out. Do it one more time. Now focus on the air as it goes down the back of the neck. So as it comes into the nose, it goes down towards the neck. So just see if you can feel the air in that place. One more time. Now see if you can feel the air going down the neck. So just from like the chin to the chest, like that small part. So as I breathe in, I don't care about the tip or the bridge or the back, just the neck. Do it 2 times. Now see if you can feel the inhale in the upper chest. So as I breathe in, goes in through the nose. I'm not focusing down my neck. I'm not focusing, but at the top of the chest, I'm focusing. Two times. And now focus on the deep part of the belly. So as I breathe in, I don't care. As I breathe in down the throat, the upper chest, but I'm carrying in the body now. One more time. Very good, guys. So that's the other homework. So your homework for this week and till Wednesday as well, we'll do more, but is work on the difference between thinking and feeling with everything I showed you, and specifically the inhale. Check now. Do you feel like your inhale is a little bit better? My inhale feel. Remember, you get air, you have to know from the beginning, the middle to the end of the inhale. And if you bring attention to it, you'll improve it, but you have to bring attention to it, right? It's like every part of the inhale is important, from the tip to the middle, to the back, to the neck, to the upper, to the lower chest. You have to know and feel air coming in through all these spots of your body. And then on Wednesday, we'll do the exhale. The exhale is, remember why we start with the inhale. Inhale is life. That's the psychologically, it's when we were born, the struggle was to take a breath. So we're taking care of life. Wednesday, we die. Not really, but anyway, it's a different story. You feel happy, guys? Everybody's good?
Great class, man.
Did you enjoy the class, guys? I'll record it. I'll put it up there. It means nothing if you don't practice it, guys. Trust me. If you can feel, you'll never go back to thinking. It's the best way. You'll feel the happiest with feeling, okay? Be well, everybody. I'll see you Thursday.
Take
Bye,
care, buddy.
guys. Bye,
Yeah,
guys.
thank you.
Bye.
Bye now.
Thanks.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.